Anyway, now I was scared. Anyway.
Yeah, it was the UN in Gotham.
I mean, these people like are really bad at writing 2-sentence horror stories because all of them are more than 2 sentences. The new Ford F-150, a man's truck.
Is
I've been
it?
doing
Which
that voice
man?
a lot. Yeah, you know, my
Man.
dad actually has a Ford F-150, so it's his.
You know what?
Bullshit.
Good for your dad for being a man's man.
Man's
I
man.
think it's just the truck. I think it's just the truck he happens to own. I don't think he's super obsessed with the image of it. I think it's just it just happens to be the vehicle he drives.
When you
Driving
want to just
vehicle is
happen to
pretty
drive a vehicle, Ford.
If you want to
Truck.
happen to drive a truck for work and you're also Jackson's dad, the Ford F-150 is the truck for you.
My gosh.
I feel like I just got stupider.
I love doing that voice. I've been doing that a lot. Like it's like the truck commercial voice. Also the burger voice, like the new announcement for a fast food burger. If you want a burger built for man, you got to come to Outback Steakhouse and you get the bourbon barrel bacon.
The Bergen Burger.
Bourbon burger. Yeah, you gotta get a burger. It's a burger for a man at Outback Steakhouse. And Noah's got the perfect music in the background.
Exactly. You just gotta have some fun with it.
Yeah, that's the Happy Halloween.
It's
You guys-
honestly the scariest time of the year.
Oh,
I know.
sorry, I got scared just thinking about it.
Probably weren't expecting it, but boo.
I mean, I'll say it, I'm tough. I'm not like other girls. I like fall.
I bet you aren't.
You like fall? Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Who likes
Ah,
fall?
shit.
I hate fall. I'm quirky and unique and only like summer.
Haha,
Wow.
yes.
All right, sweat
Who
bag.
would be like
Wow,
that,
what
am I
a-
right?
What a basic loser this Noah guy is.
Yeah.
Likes summer.
Fuck you, Dan. Take that. I may be getting all the animosity now, but you know in your heart it's directed at you, summer lover.
I do. I do. I am a summer lover.
Had me a blast.
I only love things in the summer.
Uh-huh.
It's a fact.
Not
It's
a
a rare
movie.
condition,
no,
actually.
no,
And it's
no.
actually kind of messed up that you would, make fun of me for it, but
We have a guest.
We do have a guest.
What?
what's a guest?
Woo!
Hi, guest.
Hello.
This is our fourth annual guesting of the one, the only
I'm doing jazz hands, but you can't quite tell. 'cause
Jazz
it's
Hands
audio.
No, I can
Edge.
tell it came off.
I'm glad it's
Jazz
slowly turning my chair away from the mic, so I have to like keep adjusting.
Now she's kind of like doing
The
an
jazz
awkward
hands are coming
white guy
through.
dab.
I am not doing an awkward white
She
guy.
kind of
dab.
was. It was like a jazz
Dab,
hands
dab.
dab.
Woo!
Anyway,
dab.
despite my better judgment, because I just make poor decisions, I am back again. I have arisen from my slumber, and I join the podcast once more. for
Thunder
Halloween.
crash.
I'm sorry to hear that, honestly.
Yeah, things haven't been going well for me, I guess.
So I mean, I think we all know what's happening here. It's All Halloween. We bring Edge in for one reason and one reason only, and that reason is to give us our creepypasta of the year. Everyone, give it up for Edge.
Yeah.
Woo, yeah!
It's
I've been
me.
waiting
I
all
don't-
year for
I don't
this.
clap.
Wow.
Do we want to do
I can't-
start the podcast with that, or do we want to use it to close it out?
I think we should probably build
I-
up to it, right? Like, there's we
I
got
think we
little
should
tease
definitely talk
first.
about creepypastas
yeah.
of sorts.
We can talk about it. Trust me. Thanks to my cringe era, I have just an unending wealth of knowledge. I actually, in preparation for this, Noah's Googling Reddit threads in front of me. Sorry.
I misspelled creepypasta, and it's because I did an A instead of a P. It's like creepy ask Reddit, and I'm like, okay, but it's just a bunch of people that are reposting ask Reddit threads that were really weird and uncomfortable.
I love I love creepypastas because of the titles.
Oh, absolutely.
I like to look through them, and as time goes on, it is a known fact that creepypastas are just getting worse in terms of titles.
I
All
mean,
the
you
good
see
ones are
Content,
taken.
not necessarily.
Mhm.
Exactly, like you can't just be like, "There's a monster in these woods." It's got to be. Let me read off a couple of them.
Can't believe he's about to talk about Bungus, the monster that lives in the woods.
Oh no, it's way worse than that because some of them are just like you read the title and you're like, all right. If you see an ice cream truck in your neighborhood, go inside and lock your doors. That's just bad advice.
Oh, honestly, it's the
How
worst
am I gonna
advice
get
I've
ice
ever
cream?
heard.
How am I
This
gonna
is
get ice cream if I'm
one of my
inside?
favorites.
What the fuck?
Why I drowned my wife in the bathtub.
Well, why did he? It's pulling you in. You gotta know, why did he drown his wife in the
Why
bathtub?
I 31M drowned my wife 29F in the bathtub.
Am I the
Here's a
asshole
good
for
one.
drowning
The
my wife
bottom-
in the bathtub? Now, before you
The-
judge me, listen to the whole story, because it's not what you think.
So I drowned my
So I
wife in the
drowned my
bathtub.
wife in a bathtub.
But she was acting real sus.
But she said that she
Kind of a
didn't want to
sussy
deal with
baka.
all of my childish hobbies anymore and that I should take care of our kid. I figure I pay for the kid, so she should do everything else. Help me,
That's
Reddit.
good
Be
logic.
honest with me.
Honestly, I don't know what I hate more. The entire like dialogue there or the fact that I could almost see that actually existing as a creepypasta.
Honest.
I feel like there's a lot of relationship or am I the asshole posts that are basically just creepypastas, but way creepier because they're real. And it's just sad.
It's
People who are just so out of touch. Yeah, my 18-year-old wife, I'm 65 by the way, doesn't like that I lock her in the room past 10 p.m. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Like 80 people. They're like, no, man.
No, man,
she
you're just-
deserves to be
you're just
locked
trying
in
to
that
keep her
room."
safe. And then one person's like, this is kind of weird. And they post an essay saying, actually, it's not weird because of the reasons I put in the post. I'm just trying to protect her from everyone that keeps saying that I'm not good for her, like her mother. Think and read all the facts before you judge me, please.
Update 2. I went to jail.
Which one of you got me fired from my job for child endangerment?
I was only endangering a child. I don't see how that counts.
You know what?
It's the worst
I feel
thing.
like relationship advice, our relationship advice, I should say. Half of those are creepypastas for normies.
Yeah.
And then you
I know
have,
that's kind of exactly what Jackson just said, but I'm gonna say
That
it
is literally
louder
what Jackson
and
just
get credit
said.
for it.
But consider
Ah.
two-sentence horror.
Okay, you know what? No, two sentence horror is like 99% trash and 1% really decent.
Like, you find random ones, but then you have ones that's like, I always was scared of bees. Never thought I'd turn into one.
That's scary.
I mean,
Dude,
if I
imagine
was
turning
scared of
into a
bees, I
bee.
wouldn't want to turn into a bee either.
You can't say that. Jackson's house was full of bees.
Did you turn into one? That would be scary.
He could have.
I was always
In two
scared of
sentences.
bees. Then there was one in my house.
Ugh. But it wasn't you, right? That you weren't the bee in your house. This isn't what it's leading up to.
No, it was just a bee in my house. I want to make a YouTube channel where I read creepypastas, but I only read 2-sentence horror stories, so it's just like 7-second long video.
That's very good.
This one's called "The Bottom of the Ocean is Unexplored for a Reason." Yeah, it's
Damn.
really fucking hard to do. Like, it's just not easy. You're gonna walk the whole thing? It's pretty fucking big, man.
All right, here I have a title for you, and I want you to guess what the plot is. All right,
Okay, do you know the plot of this, or are you also?
I
guessing the
don't, but
plot?
I'm about to scroll down and see if I can pick it up real quick. So the title
Okay,
is
okay.
I am a headhunter working in a very specialized sector. Now,
Well,
not
That's
having
just an
read this,
assassin.
it does kind of seem. Yep, there it is. Severed human head. Wow, that was a lot. Oh, he doesn't seem happy to see the head though.
Yeah, I think he found it, and it's like leading to who he is headhunting.
Hmm.
And then he actually noped out of there,
I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but it's just like
and he was headhunting someone with an eerily wide smile.
the recruiter's name was Jeff, and he was a good worker by all accounts.
Not
Yeah, he
another one.
was.
And you know, I gotta be honest. I feel like creepypasta writers need to retire the name Jeff because in creepypasta
He's
mode
kind of the
will
killer.
only think of the killer.
I mean,
What?
I feel like
about
it's
What if
intentional,
this is
right?
like Jeff the Killer's rival, which is Jeff the Worker?
I can't believe Jeff the worker is the real hero. He probably isn't like paying his employees or something.
I think he is the employee.
I am
what I'm
looking
saying.
through two-sentence horror.
Uh-huh.
I sorted by controversial
Oh, that's the way. to do
Oh,
it.
you gotta.
so that I could find something great. Like, we have looked for the answer for years, but my partner was hiding something from me. That's it.
That's not that scary. That's just kind of like very like confusing.
But then you also have such gems like, A doughboy read a letter from his superstitious mother in his trench quarters. Among the first signs of demonic possession are impossible body movements, it read, not helped by his comrade not 5 feet away, shaping his limbs and body structure to stand like a praying mantis.
All right, that's stretching it. That's a little bit.
That's
that
a bit more than 2 sentences.
I think that was technically 2 sentences, but I'm
Thin fucking ice. Thin fucking ice.
Oh, here's a
has
good
a lot
one.
of clauses.
This one makes use of a colon in the middle, which, as everyone knows, is the Ramblers period.
I love how there's a typo in the first 5 words.
Oh yeah, the spacer is misspelled. Whenever a member of a spacer crew asks us why there's a steel windshield coming down when they activate the FTL drive, the engineer always gives us the same answer: the glass wouldn't handle the pressure at that speed. But really, we just want to preserve their sanity by not letting them see what lives past the barrier of light.
That's just Warhammer. You just did a Warhammer, like it's just Warhammer 40k.
I feel like half of these aren't actually like horror stories, but they are like little one-liners that they want an antagonist to say in like a Portal-esque situation where you're finding little clues of what a facility used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this one. I woke up this morning to an unbearable hybrid of pain/tickling on the tip of my penis.
Who doesn't?
I scrambled frantically, trying to grab the edge of a huge spider as the last couple of its jet black legs disappeared into my pee hole. That's clearly just someone trying to.
I won't lie. I did hate that.
Well, you have legs in your pee hole.
You don't like the spider pee hole story? Come on, man. That's somebody's fetish.
See, that's another thing. People just
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say
slap
something here.
their
People
fetish
can
out
have. People can have wrong fetishes.
Here's another good one. Here's a great one. Hey Matt, time for dinner. I can still hear their voice after the incident.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Hey Matt, time for dinner. I can still hear their voice after the incident.
That's 2 quarter sentences. That's not. That's so terrible.
I like
That's
how vague
though.
it is. It just sounds so vague.
I mean, these people are really bad at writing 2-sentence horror stories because all of them are more than 2 sentences because they're just improperly punctuated with a bunch of commas to stretch on 1 sentence.
Ooh,
if I use 10 commas, it's technically 1 sentence.
Here's one that has 5,535 upvotes. All right.
Okay.
Run. We like to work up an appetite before the feast. And I gotta be honest, that's almost good, but it just kind of sucks.
POV, you are a very hungry dog, and I am a squirrel.
This is the #1 post of all time on the 2-sentence horror story subreddit.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
All my life, my parents have told me not to open the basement door, but I got curious and disobeyed them. That's apparently 1 sentence. What is that glowing ball in the sky, and why does it hurt my eyes?
See, that's
This subreddit fucking sucks ass. That's the best thing of all time, though.
I actually like that one.
Okay,
though.
yeah, of all time, no. But it's compared to actually, you know what? No, I've found a better one. It only has 1 upvote. I can't understand why. After all these years, I met God. He was the devil.
Okay.
I think it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. Was it God? Nope, it's the devil. It's very concise.
That's just a worse version of that stupid cave story. You know that one? Or it's like a guy dies and at the afterlife, he's at this big dark cave and he's like, what's this? And a big rumbling evil voice is like, oh, you're dead. This is the afterlife. And the guy's like, is this hell? And the guy's like, the greatest lie ever told. And the person's like,
it
what?
was the devil. He told the lie.
That there is a devil and there was a hope of heaven. He's like, no, that there was ever another option or whatever it was. You know what I'm talking about. Huh? We've all seen this before.
Why would so if everybody goes to hell, why would the devil lie about heaven? I guess just to fuck people up.
Yeah,
maybe,
so that when
the devil...
they got there, you could see him go, oh.
Let's see.
Maybe they're going to hell. What are you gonna do? Ruin their day?
Maybe in this lore, the devil's actually a good guy. He was trying to just give people something to hope for.
just to ruin it for them? I feel like that's the opposite of
I mean,
a good
it's not
guy.
his fault. It's not his fault. It has to be ruined. Listen, if it's gonna suck no matter what, you might as well believe in something.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
how bad is cave hell in this creepypasta?
Oh,
is
here
it
it
real
is.
bad, or is it just like
No, it's the exact same thing. It's that greatest trick I ever pulled was convincing the world that there's an alternative, and the guy's like, "There's no God," and he's like, "No, I am God." And that's the big thing, is that it's just like
I love the first
God's-
comment and how it's
God
like,
is just the
wow,
devil.
holy shit, that would be scary.
There was no pearly gate. Oh no!
Yo,
actually, this wasn't that good.
one thing that reminds me of, I need to go back and like re-listen to somebody's reading of it or reread it. There is one called Feed the Pig, which there are certain aspects of it you're like, okay, you didn't have to go that far, like a dude jerks off and ants come out. But like, because
You don't want that.
there's
usually.
a lot of shock horror, but also
It's because after the spider went up there, they sent up some ants to try and get rid of the spider.
yeah,
and
I'm
then he
glad
jerked it,
that
and then
you
they all
know
came out.
how it happens. But like where the
Pick
afterlife,
up the
this
spider to
hell,
catch the
either you could
fly.
like sit there in misery, or you could choose to feed the pig. Feeding the pig involved like crawling into this giant pig's mouth and like being eaten, and it was
Wait, so you
a
just get eaten
wild
by a
story.
pig?
No, you get another chance if you feed the pig.
Wait, so you get to live again if you get eaten by a pig?
Yeah, but you have to feel yourself getting eaten alive, getting eaten by a pig.
Or-
Because, spoiler alert, the dude died because he was trying to kill himself, and then, like, while in hell, he was like, life is worth living, and I can feed myself to a pig to try again.
I mean,
That's a
isn't that
yikes.
what everyone would do though? If someone was like, "Hey, you can either suffer forever,
Either you
or
can
suffer
watch
for a
this
few
guy
minutes and then
jerking
live
out
again."
ants, or you can feed the pig. I feel like I would feed the pig.
Oh, I thought he was the one who was jerking out
No,
ants.
he was not. He was watching another dude do that. Because
Why?
there were just
Well, he can just close his eyes or go somewhere else.
how is jerking ants even real? Just close your eyes, lol. It was
Well, kinda. Like, was he explicitly made to watch the guy jerk
'cause
off,
he
or
was
was he just
sitting
like
in this
he
room,
was just
like-
like hanging out, and the guy next to him was like, "You know what I'm gonna do right now, man? I'm gonna start jerking off," and he was like, "Cool,
Dude, check out
and
how
just,
hard I
like,
can
stayed.
be. No, he was like sitting in this room in hell, and like all these people kept like coming in just to torment him, and that included. It wasn't even just one guy, it was two people, and one of them did it, the other one just sat there and also watched.
Just hanging out."
It's
Yeah, man, I feel like
just guys
That's
being
like a-
dudes, you know?
Boys will be boys.
Which makes like it really
never been
bums
to
me
hell,
out because it
but-
was like there were some cool like moments in that story and it was like a cool concept, but also then you have like the scene where you watch that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
huh? Where'd
You
go?
like started a thought and then stopped.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
think so.
I think.
I was tuned out. I'm reading this really
No,
shitty.
I was tuned
two-sentence
in, but
horror.
it just like I think you just like halfway through the sentence you were like, "Yeah, see ya."
I genuinely
This is
I-
incredible.
I guess. I don't know. I zoned out hard, I guess. But also, I
Damn.
love how scared Dan sounds every time he laughs. Like somebody is holding a gun to his head whenever Jackson makes a joke, so Dan just goes,
Michelle
I'm pretty
Michelle says I sound like Rumpelstiltskin.
the
Okay.
Shrek one?
The one from Once Upon a Time.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that one. I was hoping it was the
Uh,
Shrek one.
I would be very offended if she said I sounded like the Shrek one, to be honest with you.
I think that's incredibly reasonable. Honey,
I-
you sound just like Rumpelstiltskin. You know, from Shrek.
The way you say it
Yeah,
makes it
everyone
sound like a
knows
Family Guy
Rumpelstiltskin.
bit.
Well, I feel like
you
even,
sound
like, referencing-
Rumpelstiltskin. Oh, really?
Reminds me of that time my wife told me I sound like Rumpelstiltskin from Shrek.
Hey, Peter, you sound like Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, that time.
I don't know, Dad. It's me, Chris Griffin. You sound like Rumpelstiltskin from Shrek. The fact that you're even talking about Rumpelstiltskin from Shrek is kind of disappointing because, like, real Shrek heads know that he's only in Shrek 4.
Yeah,
Which means that you had to watch 4 Shrek movies to get even
it
the
was
knowledge
better
of
than
him.
Shrek 3.
Shrek 4 was not better than Shrek 3.
I don't know that I can agree with Edge.
What's-
I agree with Jackson. I'm pretty sure because I
Edge,
think they
what's
were
your
both
Shrek
equally bad.
tier list?
Oh,
what's
yeah.
your Shrek rating?
What's your Shrek tier list? Come on.
Best to worst.
Shrek rating
One
makes it
and-
sound like it's like a if you hit a 10 on the Shrek rating, that's it, man. It's
that's
over.
just Shrek.
If you hit a 10 on the Shrek rating, you need to get
I'm
out
like-
of my swamp.
Oh my
Number
my God.
15 on the
Number
Shrek
15.
rating.
On the
Come on,
Shrek
Ed,
we know-
scale,
we know
Shrek
you're just-
Forever After, you might think it's a Shrek movie, but actually, it's much more of a whimsical fairy tale.
That's the point.
Rumpelstiltskin in Shrek sounds a lot like Dan.
According
Have a
to
nice
his
day.
wife.
See,
You
Edge,
might
I
think
know
you're
you're just
listening
delaying
to a
here.
podcast.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Like, I only ever saw Shrek 4 once, and I'm
but
pretty
you're
sure
so
it was.
sure it was better
It
than
was
the third
in
one?
theaters, but
You saw it in theaters.
yeah,
I also saw Shrek 4
you know who-
once and in theater.
you know who I brought with me to see Shrek 4 in theaters? Your
It was me.
mother.
Okay.
Damn.
Well,
God,
that
actually,
sucks for her, too.
she brought me because I couldn't drive yet.
she brought me because I couldn't drive yet.
Shrek 4 came out like 10 years ago. Come on.
buddy.
That's not. I just think that's a funny phrase. Listen.
Well, yeah, you were too young to drive when Shrek 4 came out.
Yeah.
But what I do remember have like it being okay, I guess. There were a few moments that I was like, "Heh," but I do remember that Shrek 3 was god awful.
That is correct.
I think Shrek 3 is better than Shrek 4.
Well, you're wrong.
Right,
So-
that-
I
Go
used
on.
to own Shrek 3 on DVD. So maybe think about that before you tell me I'm wrong about Shrek 3.
Damn.
As a Shrek 3 head,
I
The big 3-head
you're a bit of a
moment.
Shrek 4 head.
I was gonna say you were definitely a Shrek forehead.
Yeah.
Rude.
but yeah, neither of them
sh-
hold a candle to like 1 and 2, but
Well, yeah, but what's your power rankings? What's your list here?
I haven't
So
even
we
thought
clearly
about this.
know that it's 4 or it's 3 and then 4 from bottom up.
Oh gosh.
Is it 3 4
Yeah,
2
what's
1
better, Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
or 3 4 1 2?
Well,
They can't be tied. That's a cop out.
okay, from worst to best.
Worst to best.
3,
Worst to best.
4, 1, 2.
Really?
2 has
That's correct.
That's the thing.
That's very
Number
correct.
2, it has the fairy godmother.
It does have the fairy
You
godmother.
So good.
cannot beat the fairy godmother.
Shrek 2 is the best Shrek movie. I think if your Shrek power rankings is 1, 2, 3, 4, you're actually you're a troglodyte. Like straight up. If you're like Shrek 1's the best and 2 is the second best, 3 is the third best, 4th is the fourth best, you're a coward and a fool.
It do be like that. It is
It
cowardice
actually
and
really
foolishness.
do be like that.
You know, I feel
Everyone
like
knows that Shrek 2.
I feel
and
like
Shrek
in my
1
mind, Shrek 1 is better than Shrek 2, but I think that's just because I haven't watched it in long enough, and I watched Shrek 2 a lot.
Yeah, because we had
Shrek 2 is
Shrek.
really good.
We had Shrek 2, and we watched it enough that the disc didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
But
Bet you didn't think
Shrek
you could
1
wear
was
out
also
a disc.
very good though.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was a really good animated movie.
it was.
Yeah, for sure. But Shrek 2 was just better.
It was because it had the fairy godmother and Prince Charming.
And the whole storyline, like the storylines of Shrek 1 and 2 are just they're streets ahead of Shrek 3 and 4.
Yeah. But also you have me and my friends, I don't know what has brought it back that we have started referencing it again, but for some reason Shrek 2, one specific line has come back into our inside joke category where every so often when there's a pause in a conversation, one of us will just do they don't even have dental.
That's a pretty good line, though.
I think Shrek 3 stands above Shrek 4 to me. Because Shrek 3 is the one where the king spoiler alert, the king dies in Shrek 3, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or is that in Shrek 2?
No,
No, that's in 3 because we meet him in 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of
because-
2, he
yeah,
turns into
I-
a frog, and then at the beginning of 3, we get Live and
He
Let Die
dies.
performed by frogs at his funeral.
That's why I was gonna say I think 3 is better than 4 because you get Live and Let Die performed by frogs as the king just in the cold open of the movie. They're like, yeah, the king's dead. Live and let die.
Okay, but it's even better because it's immediately prefaced by the scene of like Shrek and Fiona get interrupted in the bedrooms and be like, somebody better be dying.
Her dad's
I'm
dead.
dying. And then
It's-
boom, Live and Let Die plays.
I think that's why Shrek 3 is better than Shrek 4.
See, I understand that
That-
and I respect that, but also it made me go through the absolute hellish fever dreams that were the weird baby dream sequences.
Oh, you
And
know
I
what?
did
That's a
not
good point.
need to see Donkey with Shrek's child's face going Dada in my in my mind. I didn't ever need
Yeah,
that for any
I forgot that
reason.
Shrek babies were like a thing. And they were triplets. There were 3 Shrek
Fargus,
babies.
Farkle, and Felicia.
See, here's the thing, right? Monsters University
Fargus.
did that thing where like it was a movie and kids watched it, and then Monsters University came out about the time that the kids who watched Monsters Inc. would have probably been in college. And it's like, okay, I kind of get this. But Shrek is just like, yeah, I don't know. You're probably all afraid of having kids.
I am.
guess.
I mean,
but like the shows
yes.
were the movie. Well, that's the thing is the movie was still so geared toward children that like it was kind of and it's an unknown fear for people at that age. So I don't think that it will land outside
It's
of just
giving you the
nightmare
fear.
bait.
It's true. Like Shrek 1 is about like fear of being yourself and like, you know, coming into like accepting who you are. Shrek 2 is all about like trying to fit in a world that may seem alien or foreign to you. Shrek 3 is about not wanting to have babies.
What's Shrek 4 about?
And
Edge?
Shrek 4 is about time travel.
So what?
It's about regretting your choices and realizing that like it brought you to the present and all the good things in the present, and if you had changed the one thing to solve a minor inconvenience, you never would have had all the good things that you have.
It's true.
So that's
Shrek 3 is about being scared of having
And
babies.
Isn't that
Shrek
also the
3 is
moral of
also
Click?
about that one little prince dude that they have to pick up from fantasy college.
Which is honestly great. The fantasy college is such a good scene.
That's like one of the few good scenes.
I like, yeah, Shrek 3 is definitely more about like loss and gaining, you know.
Is it?
It's a, maybe. I don't
Like
know,
they
Dad
bring
dies
up
and
the
they have-
death of the dad, but I don't think anybody actually talks about like the
Nobody
impact
really
it has,
processes.
other than the fact that Shrek doesn't want to have to be king because for some reason he would have to be in charge from marrying into the family. Like he doesn't want to be king, so he has to find the next dude in line.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that like Fiona's dad just straight up fucking dies, and they're never like they never are like, hey, we're gonna address that, and like she's gonna process that. They're just like, well, I gotta find her cousin, I
No,
suppose.
they put him in a shoebox. And they put him in the pond. Not even a pond, it was a
It's so
fountain.
fucking
They didn't even
good.
like float him down a river. It was in the fountain.
So
Where is he gonna
good.
go?
Gets him stuck
Nowhere,
in the
because he's
pump.
dead. But like,
Live and
So
let
glorious.
die.
I have a vivid memory of like thinking of that song out of the blue and talking to my mom about it. I'm like, yeah, and I don't know why, but Live and Let Die is stuck in my head. And she's like, oh yeah, because I remember you and the boys loved watching that James Bond movie. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a James Bond movie. And I'm like just imagining a chorus of frogs in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. The frog version from Shrek 3 lives in my head far more frequently than the James Bond.
Yeah.
Like, who's it? Guns N' Roses? Who did that? I think, was it Guns N' Roses? I don't know.
Yeah, Guns
Was
N' Roses covered it, but it was Paul McCartney at first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if you listen to the Guns N' Roses version, then you get to listen to Axl Rose go, when you were young, you know, it's
yeah, we have fun here.
man,
Why would I need to listen to it if I could just get it here for
I
free?
fucking hate
Yeah,
Axl
why?
Rose.
Actually, you know what? Don't go listen to it. No need to listen to the
You
Guns N' Roses
already
cover.
just
You
heard
basically
it.
just heard it.
Exactly.
You're
You
welcome.
want to hear it again? Come by my stream on Tuesday, and I'll sing it.
Oh boy.
In my best memory.
Oh boy.
Ugh. Also, in terrible news of the day, totally organically,
God.
a creepypasta came across my feed on Twitter that is the scary guy.
Ooh, he
Oh,
sounds
my God,
scary.
sounds pretty scary.
I walked into the bathroom. I thought it was
Ugh.
going to
Oh.
be empty, but instead Frankenstein was there. He had put my brand new
No.
PlayStation 5 in the toilet and was ripping up my
This
rare
is-
manga collection.
this
I
is-
asked him
this
to
is Tony's
leave,
Eric,
and he
isn't
said
it?
no. Then I died.
This is Tony's
I
Eric,
mean-
isn't it?
That
It's
sounds.
not. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I mean,
How
it
did I
sounds
know?
pretty scary to me. I think you guys just aren't getting the peak nuance of it. It says a lot about the society we live in and the way we view consumerism.
Boys are scared of monsters. Men are
Yes.
scared of the Riddler.
Have y'all seen the new Batman trailer? Speaking of the Riddler,
I
have,
avoided.
yeah.
It's
I gotta
it's a
be
good
honest.
adventure, dude.
I'm excited for it because I'm just really excited for what do you call Robert Pattinson as Batman, because I think
He is great.
I just really feel like he's going to be the most petulant Batman we've had yet. Because I'm seeing a lot of people that are like,
Fuck you
"Oh
talking
yeah."
about petulant? Oh my god, get him out of here. I described the Batman as petulant.
But come on, a lot of people have been like, "Oh yeah, that's what we needed, another dark, brooding, moody Batman." And I'm like, "No, come on. This guy looks like Gerard Way as Batman. This is the best thing we could ever have."
Man saying words like petulant. You're scaring the
Yeah, I'm
hoes.
sick of
Come
this
on.
Sorry, I have no
So
swag.
pissed
Wasn't
off.
ready for that.
Just-
Not gonna lie.
Just say like the most emo Batman. Just say like the most like I don't know, like fucking broody. Like
But I think petulant really does sum up more of what I
No,
meant.
I agree with you. It absolutely does, but mean better words.
Okay, but
I'm sorry.
oh
This-
man.
this is just something that you do. You just use the like most out there words. Every so often, he'll look at me and just say, "I'm belligerent."
You are
Belligerent's a
belligerent.
great word.
No, you are saying that you yourself are belligerent
yes.
as like a declaration
I
of
am
how you
belligerent.
feel. You'll just be like, "I'm belligerent," and I mean, I get it.
Sometimes
I get
you have
it.
to declare your intentions to the world. That's a kind of a
Quite
name
frankly,
it and take
he's
it.
he's rather petulant, if I say so myself.
Slightly
Wow.
chuffed.
Of
You know,
Chuff
I
isn't
was.
because Chuff can be good or bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't that suck? I hate that.
but no,
Does it
I
get
do
you
think
chuffed?
that
British people, get your
Does
act
it
together.
does it get you chuffed, Noah?
I'm right chuffed about it.
All right.
I do
I will
think
say I
that
don't like
Robert Pattinson as Batman is going to be good though,
Me too.
I actually
regardless of his petulance.
did you
Wow.
see I was a
Big
huge
doctor
fan of
about that.
the fucking the penguin design too.
I haven't.
Who's playing the Penguin?
I can't remember.
I didn't pay attention to that much.
He was too busy being petulant and belligerent.
It's Colin Farrell.
Oh.
It doesn't look like him literally at all. Hold on, let me grab a.
Why did I just Google
I'm-
Robert Pattinson the Penguin? That's not
yeah,
going to
that's
help me.
not what you're going for.
Here, let me throw it in recording chat. Like I think that's a pretty fucking solid penguin.
That doesn't
I'm
look
here
like
for
him
it.
at all.
That's
what the
Peter
fuck?
Pettigrew with like a bee sting.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Penguin.
That
I
doesn't
love
look like
this
the
man.
penguin. He doesn't have a little mustache. He doesn't have a monocle. What are they?
He
even
doesn't always
doing?
have a little mustache. What do you mean?
Yeah,
His nose
he
ain't
looks.
even that big.
Okay, he doesn't always have a little mustache.
I think he
but
looks like a
needs
very. I think he
something.
looks like a very real, like semi real world penguin, and not a cartoonishly evil
Are you
fat man
saying-
with a monocle.
Are you
And
saying that the
yeah.
man with a big beaky nose and a monocle who chomps on big long cigars all day isn't realistic to our society?
Yeah, but
I
like
just,
this dude,
I just think it's neat.
this dude
This is
looks like
definitely the
a
most
rat
petulant
that's been
penguin.
floating in
Shut
the
up.
sewer. Like this is a bloated rat. This isn't the penguin.
I love this
yeah,
man.
I want. They should make me the Penguin.
You know, I disagree, Jackson. I think that there's a much better role for you.
Who do you think I should be?
I think you
Mhm.
should be the Riddler.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be too scared of myself.
I'm just saying. I think you could be brave enough to play the Riddler just a little bit.
That's a treat.
I don't think I
That's a
could.
treat.
I think if I, as long as there are no mirrors on set.
Everyone's like, "All right, Jackson, you ready to roll?" And you're, I said no goddamn mirrors. Get that out of here.
Just like, but I'm walking. I told you no mirrors or I walk.
I feel like I'm never going to ever enjoy a Batman movie. In the future, no matter how good they make one, I'm never going to enjoy it as much as what was that one that we had? The old one, not
Adam
the Dark
West?
Knight. Yeah, the really old one, and all I remember
Adam
is
West.
yeah. Because all I remember is the penguin. Every time he walked around, he just went whack, 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 whack. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He quacked.
It's because he was evil
and
and the Penguin.
Yeah, because penguins noted quackers.
and there was all the Riddler's riddles made like no sense, but Robin just got him anyway. Peak comedy to me. I didn't understand what was going on in half that movie, but I thought it was funny when he was running around with that bomb. Where's he gonna put
To be
it?
fair,
Not there. He can't even put it there.
I don't think anyone understood half of what was going on in that movie. To be clear,
The United
Hey.
Nations were there.
Yeah, the United Nations were there. Man, I do kind of miss the simpler era of movies where you just held the entirety of the United Nations hostage and
And you
no
turned
one
up the
reacted
sand.
to that. It was just like, that's just how it is.
Yet nobody talked about it outside of just like a local police commissioner. Was it even local? Was
Yeah,
it
was
in Gotham?
Yeah, it was the UN in Gotham.
Gotham
Are they
has
there?
a UN.
Yeah.
But
Is
yeah,
it-
they
okay,
had-
actually,
UN
here's
has
a question.
to, like, meet somewhere.
Is it just
I
me,
think-
or did it feel like the UN was going to be a much bigger part of your lives at some point? Because I feel like a lot
What
of
are you talking
What?
about?
no, because in my mind, no. Hear me out. You know how movies made like quicksand feel like you're gonna run into it all over the
Yeah.
place? I saw
Yes.
enough
You
movies.
thought you were gonna run into the
No, no,
UN?
no, stop.
That's
Wait,
a
wait.
delegate from Eritrea.
But here's the thing. Like, I saw enough movies that the UN was featured in, and I had no concept of what the UN was or where they were. I just knew it was people from all over the world that got together to talk. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, every city has one of those, right? Like well, not my city, but like every big city has
Oh
one of
my
those. And I
gosh.
thought that for a little while. You
I
know?
love the fact that Noah thought that there was like an 80% chance in his life he would just like run into like a delegate from Poland because everyone had a UN.
But,
I really
mean,
like the idea of like major cities each having their own UN. Like, oh, are you like part of the UN? Like, the Chicago chapter. Yes.
But no, I mean, like, Rescuers, they were based in the UN. You remember? Do y'all remember that movie, Rescuers?
The Rescuers? Yeah.
Yeah, with the mice.
The
The
mice?
mice,
The mice.
yeah.
So they
Yeah,
were
that movie-
based
that
in a
movie
UN
slapped.
building. And then Batman had the UN.
Well, that's because they were heroes.
Yeah,
They
that's
were-
because they were.
like the UN.
I feel like
Well.
there was this.
Yeah, you named two things, man.
Yeah, but that's still like, those
You know,
are two
the
things that I
UN,
watched a lot
mice.
of.
You know.
I don't know. I
I
definitely
watch Batman a lot and think they would be a part of the UN.
No, but
Or
I
else
just
it's
thought
every-
that the UN would feature in my life a lot more heavily than it has. And instead, it's just this like thing
that's
that
a you
exists.
thing.
And it was also
I
in a,
don't think
it also in a lot of James Bond movies. I watched a lot of James Bond.
I feel like you
That's
just
also
thought
a
that
you
you'd
thing,
become
though.
just very like a lot higher in the government than you ended up being. I feel like you thought that
No,
the
it's not in the
government.
government.
Not
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
government yet. This podcast can't keep me
That's
from
true.
local election. Yeah, it definitely can, actually.
It definitely can. I will make sure of it.
I'll run for some local office and then someone will. I wasn't going to say leak, but in reality, they would just share the Spotify link to all the heinous things I've done.
Like what? Said that like no, I feel like if you were
I
in for
feel like
election and
if
someone
they
had you on,
No, that's a good point. This isn't going to keep me from getting elected. Dan, maybe. Jackson, maybe.
No, the thing is, if
this would be my platform. Are you kidding me?
the only thing that would stop, like, if they like shared your Spotify, it doesn't matter what you've made. Just looking at your Spotify would terrify most of the voter base around here.
That man has a
Yeah, but the voter
Spotify
base wouldn't know how to
presence.
look at someone's Spotify.
Yeah, but they'd hear offhand, like, from somebody else. You know how word gets around. You know what how the Italians do things.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
I think the
Christ.
Italians
I guess
as
you
if
can-
there's a
I
lot
guess
of
you can say
Italians
that.
here.
I don't know. I
I-
always think of Grandma just going, "What will the Italians think?"
I hate that.
I don't remember her
I never
saying
had that
at all.
experience.
Well,
because I'm not
she didn't
Italian.
say it to us. She said it to Mother.
Mm.
But like, I think it was like while they were wedding planning or something.
Wait.
My mom
Oh,
brought
so
up
this
some.
wasn't an Italian grandmother.
No, this was
No,
our
it is.
Italian grandma.
It was our Italian grandmother.
who was mad at
Okay,
my mom for
okay.
doing anything, probably.
Yeah,
And just being like, well, what would the Italians think
Okay.
whenever she tried to do stuff?
I'm pretty sure that was the time that our mother looked back and said, "Who cares?" and honestly caught her off guard.
You guys just wait till Rome hears about this. Your ass is on the line.
Even worse, it was the cul-de-sac.
Oh my gosh.
Not the cul-de-sac.
So,
We sent word to Florence. You're done.
so I don't know about y'all, but I think we primed the pump here. I think everyone Forgot enough about this creepypasta that now we're about to slap you with it totally unaware. You forgot, didn't you?
Don't prime the pump too much. The ants might.
No.
Okay, I picked this one out special because I know you're all gamer boys.
I am a
I'm
gamer
not much
boy.
of a gamer.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
That's fair.
You're a gamer boy, Jackson.
Here I
You'll be
am
a gamer
gaming.
boy if I say you're
Say-
a gamer boy.
Say,
gaming.
say it. Say you're a gamer boy.
I'm a gamer.
You didn't
Boy.
say it right.
Hardcore gamer.
God fucking damn it, I can't get shit in this house. Anyway, you're all gamer boys. You're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
gamer boys. So I've decided to get
yeah.
a gamer creepypasta for you.
That sounds scary.
It is. It's terrifying. Ooh.
Is
Because
it
when I'm
Ben
playing my
Travis?
video games, I don't like when they're scary.
Yeah.
Because then I get scared.
I mean, same.
I know this one, it's a little bit of like an out there kind of underground type thing. I don't know how many of you
Little
guys
cerebral.
will know of this game. Sonic the Hedgehog?
Never heard of it.
Hey, is that an Among Us?
Not quite. He's a character from Cookie Run. Thank you.
Oh, Cookie. That's a little new for me. I'm more of a retro gamer.
I like Minion
He
Subway
was
Rush.
part of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games.
Yeah.
Bowser.
Bowser.
Wahoo. If you know what I mean.
You know, the game that everybody got so they could make Wario figure skate.
It's me, Mario.
Wario. Idiot.
We're gaming.
We're gaming. But anyway, I
Do you-
decided I would read to you guys Sonic.exe,
Oh, and
which
So
Dan, do you
fun
have
fact-
good feelings toward this one?
I actually do. This is this is old. This is very
it's
old.
a very old. It's 2013 is when it says that
Yeah.
it was uploaded here. Also, I once watched a YouTuber that made a drinking game for it for hyper realistic blood eye, hyper realistic eye, and such. And it got to the point where halfway through he was like, "I know I made this joke, but please don't do this. You will die." All right, let me Noah, light the hearth and set my music going.
Not
Not that one.
If you want to buy a new Ford.
All right.
Gather.
Gather round. It is
150
this time
horsepower.
of year again where I read unto you prime literature.
Nina just closed the door on us. Apparently, we're being too loud.
God damn.
Guess she's not buying a truck.
I like how the door closes and you see like all the art on the back of it, and there's just like this half shirtless demon looking dude.
That's the Iron Bull. You
Ye-
will respect
nice.
him.
I am looking respectfully, sir.
Looking. Hated that. We're good.
Sonic.
We do have fun here.
.exe. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had.
True.
It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I like how you get to explore the towns in it, until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox, as usual, and left. I paused my game to see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox is capitalized, was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle, let's just call him that, whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though what was weird is how it looked. Looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry.
What? How are you gonna
Wait, so
recognize
it doesn't
handwriting?
look.
If it doesn't,
Yeah, how are you gonna recognize his handwriting? Like,
It
this
was-
is my
it
friend
doesn't look
Kyle's
like it at
handwriting,
all.
but it's really bad and way worse. It doesn't look like his handwriting.
Also, not for nothing. Can any of you recognize like any single person's handwriting, like at a glance?
I can recognize some
yeah.
people, but only like people whose handwriting I see on an incredibly regular basis.
Like, I know
Coworkers,
my
wife.
my parents and like my
My
brothers
wife.
occasionally. Even then it blends together because, you know, due to the fact we're family, we all have very similar handwriting. to a
She
point.
just looks and she's like, "That sucks ass. That must be Noah."
Yeah.
Oh,
Same.
If I know that if it sucks ass and I know I didn't write it, that means it was you.
Get back to the creepypasta. My feelings are hurt.
This is what he wrote in his scratchy handwriting. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. And I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy this CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please.
I would like to imagine that when they say Tom, is it THOM, like Tom York from Radiohead?
No,
I like to imagine that's who it is.
It's TOM.
I still think it's Tom York from Radiohead, but go on.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever describe Tom, so like,
Yeah,
it
he's
could
a bit
be.
of a creep.
Kyle might
Bit
have
of a
just
weirdo.
misspelled his name because he was writing so fast.
Honestly, Kyle sounds like a bit of a jackass. And, he's like, "Hey, you might die because I'm sending you this because I'm too much of a bitch to break it myself."
He's too fast, Noah.
But he had time to post it.
He
was
did
able
have time to put
mail
it in the mail.
In the time that you could go all the process, take it to Hammer to it.
He wrote the letter, too.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why it's scratchy. He wrote it while he was running.
Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right?
Yes.
Boy, was I wrong about that. Anyway, I looked at the disc, and it looks like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had black marker written on it, Sonic.exe, and it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I am a big Sonic fan. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game.
Wasn't the computer already on?
No, he was playing
He was
Sonic
playing
Unleashed. It's a
Sonic
console game.
Unleashed. It's not on the
my mistake. I'm sorry.
When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome, because like I said earlier, I like the classics. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start. There's a split second when I saw the title image turned into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. He didn't think it was horrifying at the time, but just now, looking back at it, he does.
Yeah, what was it?
I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened. The title emblem was rusted and ruined. Sega 1991 was now, instead, Sega 666.
No!
And the water had turned red, like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic.
Holy shit.
But the
That's scary.
freakiest thing that was in that split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding with two glowing red dots staring right at me! And his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just
Yes.
maybe a glitch and forgot about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up, and I was like, WTF? What's this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, then I noticed something off. The background was the dark cloudy sky of the the Bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD, and there were only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound, only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. And the image for a save file where you see a preview of level you are on is just red static for all 3 files. But what freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure that something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud? That's when I realized that this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game.
That's illegal.
Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was fairly creepy. But as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared. At least I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hacked game. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose Tails, and when I selected and got started, the game froze for about 5 seconds. I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Then it showed the typical level title thing, except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text showed only Hill Act 1. It isn't even going to be green. That's the scary part.
Oh my gosh, just hill.
I think the color of the hill was the most reassuring part to me. So taking away the color, it makes it like...
It's a
ooh.
very subtle form of psychological horror.
Also, I was gonna make a dig about the fact that, like, oh man, this person knows, like, the level select or the save select screen from Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and like the music from Sonic CD, but also the intro cutscene from Sonic 1. Like, what are you? But then I was like, oh yeah, Sonic fans do know all that
Yeah,
shit.
Sonic fans be out here. Being
Sonic
fans of
fans
Sonic.
really be out here.
Sonic fans would be like, actually, that music is the alternate version that was on the PS1 port that was found on the Sonic Mega Collection, not the original Sega Genesis. You're like, oh my god, I can't do this. I can't do this right now.
The screen faded in and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different though. It sounded like a peaceful melody. In reverse. Anyways, I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd though was as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones. Very slowly. As I kept going. I suddenly saw something and I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him had before, so I had him move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowers and he moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. It looked like somebody killed them in rather gruesome ways. A squirrel was hanged on a tree with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently, so did Tails. After...
No. You know, one of the things that I love about creepypastas is they really do come out here and they're like, what's the most over-rendered gruesome thing I can think of? Okay, cool, I'm gonna do that. And that's like the whole plot.
Yeah.
I love that.
After a few more seconds, there were no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. After a minute passed, the music stopped. Tails was running up a hill, and then he stopped. I wasn't sure until, it wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there.
You know,
on
I
the
respect
other
the fact that you really did knock out all of that, and that was the one that really tripped you up there, because that was a bitch of a last 3 sentences.
Right? After a minute passed after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why, semicolon. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, then his smile faltered, obviously noticing that Sonic wasn't responding to him. If not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move, so this had to have been a cutscene. You know how you grab your keyboard and you move it to make Tails walk around?
Yeah.
Suddenly, I began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen. Her faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. That foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger. I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open and they were black with those red glowing dots just like that title image, though there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello. Do you want to play with
It was
me?"
British.
The text was British, that's the horror part.
I can't believe Peppa Pig was in the Sonic game.
At
fair,
this
there is
point, I
nothing
was
more
creeped
horrifying.
out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to a different level with the level title now saying, hide and seek. This time I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3 and it looked like everything was on fire. Like you do. Tails looked as if he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me, as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as he could. Pixelated version of that creepy theme where you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2 was playing as I played Tails' trek through the desolate forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Like, I love how you read this and you know it's definitely someone who's they're a big fan of Sonic. Then you're sitting there like, did you need to add all of this?
Yes, the answer is yes, because they're a Sonic fan and they need to. They need to
true.
like flex on all the other Sonic fans.
Just have to add everything. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again, that awful Kefka laugh, right after 10 seconds have passed as I helped Tails run through.
Kefka-esque. Is it?
Oh, very Kafka-esque.
As I helped Tails run through the forest, and then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen, again with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that suspenseful drowning jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails slowly gaining up on him, flying! Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying! The flying pose his sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD, except it was just Sonic and he had the black and red eyes again, only paragraph break. This time, he had the most deranged-looking grin on his face. He looked as if he was enjoying the torment he was giving the poor little fox as he ganged up on him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene, the music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and started crying for 15 seconds. Me on every
That's just a
break at
specific
work.
amount of time.
I hate all the specific times. It froze for 7 seconds. It stayed on the black screen for about 5 seconds. Like, sure, 5. I'll accept 5, but like 7, 15. It's weird.
The scene was rather upsetting to watch.
Would you say that it's horrific, Noah?
Is it creepy?
Yes, actually, it's very creepy. People having a good concept of time could not be me.
Could not be me.
Could also not be me.
I have a pretty good concept of time.
Damn, I can't believe
Okay.
that Jackson is the one that wrote this story.
I can't have shit here.
Is that in the creepypasta or is that you?
No, that's me.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's weirdly both.
Tails said, I can't have shit here, and then noped out.
Wow, Sonic, I can't have
He
shit
noped
here.
the fung out of there.
I'm sorry, Tails was crying. Continue.
The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. But then, Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down those blackened eyes of Sonic's as a grin slowly grew from his face as he looked down at the horrified fox. I could do nothing but watch. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned, only this time it said, "You're too slow. Wanna try again?" And then that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. Is that legal? He and Tails... He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? I shook the shock off.
Yeah, it was real. He really did that.
He really did that. I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself, which is flickering with that red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black, and he had an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next. The laugh came again and the screen cut to black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke, or anything really. But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing.
Why? I love how it starts as like, as a pretty experienced gamer, I'm not really scared of this kind of thing. Probably just a hacked game. And then they're like, No, why would Sonic do that to Tails? They're friends.
Why would Sonic jump at Tails and make him get to explode with the rings and go?
No, his eyes are black and bleeding.
Oh no!
This is real. Why would he do that? They're
I
supposed
can't
to be
believe
friends.
this is canon. Why would they put this in the Sonic canon? The next level looked much different. It had the ground of the Scrap Brain Zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark reddish, cloudy sky. But it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like... pardon me, I'm going to butcher this probably. Gygus from Earthbound, yes. Gygus' theme
This pisses me off so much.
right after you beat Pokey in Earthbound. Noah, right after you beat Pokey in Earthbound.
It pisses me off so much. I hate this level of specificity. I don't... Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Continue.
But it's from after you beat Pokey in Earthbound. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid, just like Tails did, though not as much. More rather,
yeah,
he
God
looked
forbid,
a little...
hacked Knuckles looks scared.
He looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall, just like Tails, and looked as if he wasn't sure about going on, but I made him move anyway.
It's cold.
He ran down the straight pathway in this dark level. As he did, the screen started to flicker red static a couple times, and then that maddening laugh came again. Then after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking something horrible is going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated walking down this blood-stained road, but still I kept him going. Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with those red and black eyes, and the red static appeared again. The static vanished, showing nothing but the black screen with the text saying, "Found you!" I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already? What was going on? Because that's the weird part is how fast it happened. Anyway, red static came again, and I was back to the level.
Anyway, now I was scared. Anyway.
It legitimately says anyway, and I'm just, oh my gosh.
It immediately goes to the fucking meme.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Anyway. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. This time that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hill 1's final boss was playing. You know, Silent Hill 1.
The Silent Hill 1.
The Silent Hill 1, yeah.
I know Silent Hill boss music sounds at a glance when I'm playing them, especially when my tensions are high and I'm scared.
Me too.
Was
I'm like,
this
oh yeah, I can actually
some kind
recognize
of...
it's Gygus.
Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly, Sonic...
Why are you playing the game if you don't want to play the game?
What? I don't want to fight Sonic in my hacked Sonic game.
What kind of game is this? Is this a game where I have a boss fight? Oh, I don't want to do that. Then just don't play it, man. Tom, my guy.
Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. Not hyper-realistic. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic vanished in black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit. That terrible laugh went off again. Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again, laughing. Knuckles was panicking even more. Even I felt like I was going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles.
Damn, I can't believe Sonic got them. As an experienced gamer who wasn't scared of anything, I can't believe they really got... I can't believe that Sonic talked to them.
Another cutscene played as Knuckled fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. Then in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles. And the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that it lasted at least 3 seconds. Another text message appeared. Whoa, so many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree? What the hell? Just what is going on? I started to think
this is a little bit weird.
I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was too scared to think that.
I was too scared to think. Okay.
I think Sonic might be talking to me through the game.
Whoa.
Why do you think that, man? Just exit. Alt F4. It's really
Just
fine.
look away.
It's just a hacked game. I like to imagine this creepypasta was written by someone who actually just got a hacked version of Sonic and like didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
This is
This
actually
is what he
100%
imagined would have
real.
happened if he had like, you know, actually used it.
His
Or,
friend
like Tails actually got killed by Sonic. It was really scary.
his friend Kyle just gave him a hacked copy.
Yeah, Kyle was just kind of a piece
Kyle's
of shit.
just trolling him.
It was like realized that their friend couldn't like separate like an artificial like
Didn't know
ROM
that
hack from an actual entry in the series, and like they're like, yeah, my friends like they're playing Sonic Unleashed. What are they gonna do? Understand that there's nuance behind video games?
Look, the entire time I keep lending him Sonic games with just like one more asset changed every single time. I'm gonna see how long it takes him to notice.
I think my favorite part of the creepypasta is just the beginning where they say, I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I like that you can explore the villages in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad to know that's why you liked it, bud. I was brought back to the
Thanks for the
main
review.
menu, and this time the second file box had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur darkened to a reddish gray, his dreadlocks were dripping with blood, and his eyes were black and bleeding too. He had a look of sadness on his face. I began to think that those are the actual characters trapped in the TV screens on the save files. But I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut off the
So
game and took a
good.
break. I took a nap. Wish I hadn't. Because I then began to have the most disturbing nightmare. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the light given off by a lamp that hung high above my head. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, help us, and why did you give us to him? And run away before he gets you too. The cries died out, and then I heard Sonic laugh. His laugh. It sounded like a lot like the distorted Kefka laugh.
I don't know what that laugh is, but that laugh is also starting to piss me off.
Kefka is the final boss in Final Fantasy VI.
You're a lot of
help.
fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle. Though he didn't last long. Whoa!
Kyle came ants in no time.
Oh, that's so rough. I can't
that's
believe he's
been the-
bullying Kyle like that.
I love the idea that Kyle actually has been dead for 2 full weeks now, and it just took that long for the package to arrive.
Yeah, like what?
Because this is moving fast.
How far away from each other are they if they're like good friends and everything?
Maybe it's Christmas and the postal system is just a little slower.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
Oh man,
Sonic
wait.
the
So this is
Hedgehog.
so what I'm hearing is we can tell this again at Christmas time
We
as
can
our,
tell
as
it
our
again
annual
at Christmas
story.
time. Noah, add some bells. Add some jingle bells.
We'll just get that jazzy piano cover of "Oh Christmas Tree" playing right
Yeah,
now.
just like have the hearth needs to be less spooky campfire, more comforting fireplace. Hold on. I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. Well, won't be long now until you join him and all my other friends. I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out in several directions. What? You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others. Sorry, you say something?
No, I'm scared. That's all.
When he grabbed me and I saw his bleeding black and red-eyed, grinning face, I woke up with a fright. After a couple hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the game and selected Robotnik. I still thought that was wacky, playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared
Yeah,
again,
that's
and
a
this
bit
time
weird.
it said ... which I found really freaky. I'm really glad we get to know how he feels about all this.
Yeah,
because
how
I
he
would
feels about each
never-
of these. It's
This time I was in some kind of hallway. Didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, though it has the pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered, the walls were a dark grayish purple with animated candle lights and a few dark blood stains here and there. There was a dark red curtain hanging above the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways, very slowly. But when you're playing the game, you barely see it move. The music was oddly
How did you-
pleasant. How could he tell when he was playing the game? Don't worry about it.
I didn't. You know what? That's on me. I shouldn't have worried about it.
Don't worry about it. It's scary. Don't worry about it. This piano was playing a rather sad yet peaceful song. But I knew better. This was the song that played in Hill Act 1, only it wasn't in reverse. Because he knows that.
What a fucking like composer genius to be able to like actually that's the reverse version of the Silent Hill intro song. What is this?
Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was just a little bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turns his head to the left, to the right, at least twice, and then shrugs at me, as if he has no idea where he was or what was going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue forward. Did his usual running animation, you know, when you beat him at the end of a classic Sonic game and you chase him, as we continued going through the hallway.
Classic.
Oh my god.
Classic. Then I stopped at a long flight of stairs leading downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, so I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue. We landed into another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs. Down. This one was much longer. It took at least 1 full minute. And then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again, and the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red, and the torches were a black flame now. When Robotnik landed into the third hallway, I noticed he now looked really creeped out. Though he tried to hide it, I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik the same way he did Knuckles in the red static. The red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then it showed me the most unpleasant image. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness, where you can only see his face while his head and torso faded to black. When I say hyper-realistic, I mean that he looked so real you could actually see the lines in his blue fur, as if you could actually, feel the fur if you touch the screen. His face. Oh god, he had the most horrifying smile I'd ever seen. And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes were wide and black.
That is saying something.
That's saying something, because I was really freaked out.
This really says something about society.
It does. His
I
eyes
don't
were
know
wide
what,
and
but
black.
it's something.
And once again, crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic. And there were 2 small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic and literally stretched to the side of his face like a Cheshire cat, except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs, much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking.
Not the werehog.
Somewhat yellowish, and from the look of it, he had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fang, as if he ate some animal. I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off of it. I felt as if he were actually looking at me, smiling at me. That face. Took 10 seconds just for it to etch itself into my brain for good. But then ended up still looking for the full 30, Then the screen flickered with red static again 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I heard the Kefka laugh, except it sounded more distorted. Demonic, even. Went back to the image again, except this time there was text again, even though it was messed up. It was pretty much one of the most horrifying things I looked at since I had this game. I am God!
Whoa.
It was when I read that message while looking at Sonic when it hit me. I realized right then and there, this Sonic was a monster. A pure evil,
Holy
sadistic,
shit.
all-powerful,
way.
nightmarish, demented monster. And all his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, were just his little toys. And the game was the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness, before red static came back again, this time much louder and distorted. So loud it hurt my ears.
Distorted
I yelled.
static?
I can't believe this guy predicted Five Nights at Freddy's. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. Then it stopped and showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me. I'm loving every time I say the Kefka laugh, Noah makes this face. And just like
I keep
looks
thinking-
up at the ceiling.
I'm replacing it mentally with you saying Kafka laugh, and it's much funnier.
You know.
It's so much funnier.
Yeah, this laugh is pretty Kafkaesque.
Exactly.
More clear, as if Sonic was standing right behind me, played again 3 times as I looked at that text in shock and confusion. Then I got booted back to the main menu. This time the third save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin has turned a dull gray, his mustache drooped and blackened, his glasses broke and blood is coming from them, and he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. You know, yada yada yada, we've been here before.
A near dead-like expression. Not quite there, though.
Oh no, not near. Mere.
Oh, mere. my bad.
M-E-R-E.
I was like, I thought you said
Near-dead-like.
near-death-like, and that's much funnier.
Right? I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and I cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they're going through. They're forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and always will be. I'm still loving the idea that this is a normal game, and every time he ever plays a game, he's just staring at it like, what have they done to you?
I gotta be honest, I feel like he does do that.
Then the computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. Sat there for maybe 25 seconds, horrified by what had just happened. Sonic
That's really
is
not
the
that long.
very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his game in more ways than one. Then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game, literally drags you to hell, where he can play with you always as his toy. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there. But I think I managed at least to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try and keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned to see where the voice came from. What I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with bloodstains under its eyes. The end.
The story fucking sucked.
Yeah.
That
Ah,
sucked.
it's such a good classic, though.
It's
Oh
Happy
my
Halloween.
gosh.
It's
Happy
a-
Halloween
It's a
indeed.
hyper-realistic, blood-stained classic for the whole family.
Good
It's
lord.
longer than I remembered, too. I apologize
I was
for
gonna say,
that.
that was longer than I remembered. I'm not upset. I'm very amused.
That's a solid almost 30 minutes.
Holy shit. I am so sorry.
That was 100% worth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, worth every second.
Thank you everyone for coming out to the special edition Halloween episode of Off the Air. Hope you
We
really
understand
liked
if you
it.
no longer, if you don't come back after this, to be honest.
I will be back next year even stronger than before. I cannot be stopped.
An hour
How
long
strong are you right
episode.
now? What's your bench? How much can you bench? How strong are you?
Uh,
Meanwhile, Jeff's out there just like frothing at the mouth because I tried to use benching as a metric for strength. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
have never benched anything because I know I would lift it so hard I would break it, and I respect gym equipment too much. Thank you.
Shit, dude, I can't counter that. That sounds real.
I will have you know, though,
Wow.
that I lift 30-pound flour bags every day, and I mix so much pancake batter that I'm getting rather buff.
How
Eat
much
that.
pancake batter?
So much.
Damn.
Whoa, that's a lot. Thanks for elaborating.
Ed, do you have any socials you want to
Alright.
plug before we get out of here?
You can send me hate mail at Borderline Artist on Twitter. It's like borderline, except I didn't have space to put the E, and the E was like, I was one letter too long, and the E was like the best thing to take out without losing any of the coherency. I'm also on Tumblr, but I can't remember whether I actually got the Borderline Artistic or what. I haven't
Turning Point
posted on
USA.
there in like multiple years though, so I need to get back to that. And I'm pretty sure I said that last time I was here. Yeah, I've literally said every single time I've been here, I've just said, wow, I really need to post more on social media, and then I don't. Happy Halloween.